Hello, it's Sheila from the libraries and I'd like to make something with you today. And today I'm going to be making a bird's nest with you. And the reason why I want to make a bird's nest is because at long last spring seems to have finally appeared, and hopefully you'll start seeing and hearing some little birdies, some little chicks appearing. So for this activity, we are going to be needing a paper plate. And the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to fold your paper plate in half and then cut it here. And we're just using one half of the paper plate. So do keep the other half because, as you know, I do quite a lot of activities with paper plates because they're really easy to use. So just keep that one. So you're just going to half it and then we're going to paint it brown. So we want it to look quite wood-like. I just used some acrylic paint for it. So this is mine that I've painted already. If you don't have paints, as usual, you can just use some crayons or some felt tip pens. So that's the starting point. If you want to take it slightly further, and I did, it's a great excuse for a trip to the park. And I picked up some twigs. I've got a little pile of twigs here and I just broke those up and I actually glued these on to here to make it look slightly more like a bird's nest. So I've done that already because it takes a little bit of time for my glue to dry. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So this was just using the sticks that I'd found in the park. And what a lovely activity to do as well. You go along to the park, pick some bits of nature up as well, and then you just glue these in place. So this takes a little bit longer obviously to dry because you've got that. And you can also stick some old leaves on it as well, just to give it a bit more texture. So that's the first part. So that's the actual bird's nest. And now we have to get some chicks to go into our bird's nest. I used, as usual, some recycled stuff. This is some cardboard from a cereal box. And I've just drawn out a very simple shape and we're just going to cut that out. And I'm going to have 3 brightly coloured chicks in my nest, I think. So just keeping it incredibly simple. So it's just this kind of shape here that we're looking for. And then you can either colour that in nice and bright, or I'm actually going to use some craft paper on top of that. I'm just going to glue it on and then cut it out so that we're going to have some nicely brightly coloured chicks in our nest. So do that. I'm going to stick on my piece of paper, craft paper. Some of these craft papers are really nice and bright, so if it's just a change from using felt tip pens, but if you want you can just paint it or just colour it in, whatever you've got to hand. Great believer in using whatever you have. So you're going to end up with it like that. We are going to add a couple of googly eyes. I've got googly eyes here. If you don't have googly eyes you can just draw them on. Just draw on some little eyes, and we also need, obviously, we need to have a beak as well. Oops, my googly eyes I think are deciding not to stay on. Try that. Hopefully when I lift that up you'll be able to see. Yep, so my googly eyes are on. I've cut out a tiny little beak shape. We're just going to glue that in place and stick that on as well. So again, I've just used some coloured craft paper, but again, if you don't have that, don't worry, just get a little piece of plain paper and then you can just colour it in. So that's how simple it is. So we're keeping it incredibly simple. We're not adding wings or anything like that. We're sticking, the main focus is the nest itself, so you can decorate that as much as you like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our little chicks and they are going to be placed in the nest. I've got some double-sided sticky tape running along the back just for quickness and ease, but if you don't have double-sided sticky tape you can just stick them down with some glue. And we're then just going to place them. So I'm going to have my red one, little guy right in the middle, and then one on either side. And that is how you make 3 little spring chicks in their little home, in their nest. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you're out and about in the park or wherever, do have a look. You might see some tiny little chicks appearing very, very soon. So thanks a lot for watching, happy making, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.